Alright, so we're going to be creating a Windows remote app for this Arduino MKR1000. So I can't show you the pinouts on this one because it's a pre-production model that I got in a contest. And they might be changing the pinouts in the future. But we don't really need to see the pinouts. We just need to see this one LED right here, because we're just going to create an app to turn that LED on and then another turn it off. So I'm gonna open up our Arduino Ide. Gonna give a link to a tutorial here on how to set the Ide up for it. So this is over here on Hackster. Just a little getting started guide. It's pretty good. Just install the drivers, set up the software. So once you got that, we're gonna go open the standard Formata Wi-Fi sketch. Then we're gonna go to the Wi-Fi config. We need to change a few things. We're not using an Arduino shield, so we'll uncomment that or comment it out, however you want to say it. And we'll uncomment the Wi-Fi 101 because that's what we'll be using. And then we'll put in our network name. And then a little bit down, we'll also put in our password. So let me do that. Alright. So I got those in now. Now also in the code there's a debug spot. We want to turn debugging on because we need to get the IP address. But after we have the IP address, you want to comment this back out and push this to the Arduino board, because I found that if you don't have a serial connection, that doesn't connect to the Wi-Fi. So when you're using it on something remotely with just an app, it's never going to connect. So let's push this to the board. Get my serial window open and ready. I guess I should check to make sure I picked the right serial port. Yep, COM11. I've noticed sometimes too the MKR1000 switches COM ports around while you're using it, or after a reboot. I got some kind of error here. Let me stop that and let me just plug this into another port on the computer. Alright, so let's see what port I got now. I got 17. So let's try putting it on COM17. Alright, it looks like it. It's going better. Alright, successful. Let's close this old COM port window, since that isn't the right port anymore. Oops. Ah, come on. Let's see here, it changed to 16 on us. Alright, so now it's connecting to my Wi-Fi. Alright, it connected. So here's our IP address, or at least the one that I have. So write down yours. 192.168.1.170 for me, because we're going to need that when we create the app for it. So also, if you, since you have that address, you can use the Windows Remote Arduino app in the Microsoft Store. But I'd rather make my own app. So we're gonna somewhat follow this tutorial by Microsoft, but this tutorial covered how to do Bluetooth. So I'm going to show you how to change in what code so you can use Wi-Fi instead. So let's open up Visual Studio. We're going to make a, see what the instructions say here. Okay. So we're going to do step 1, which is install or create a new project. So new project. Alright, we're going to use a universal Windows blank app. Let's name it blank. So we're creating the project. Computer's a little slow. Alright, so step 1 is we need to install the NuGet package for Windows Remote Arduino. So let's go Tools, NuGet Package Manager. We want the Package Manager console. And we'll just cut and paste from the site here what we want to install. Right, so click in this box down here. So we're going to install the package Windows Remote Arduino. Alright, that's done. Okay. So now we got to go to device capabilities. So here we'd add, the tutorial has you add Bluetooth, but we need network capabilities, so we're going to highlight those, copy, and we're just going to follow the instructions for where it wants us to put that. So in the package AppX manifest, which is right here, or like right click view code. Now I'll just scroll down to capabilities, which is right here. I'll just paste that in. That's done. So the next step is set up your Arduino. So since we're just going to use the Arduino MKR1000, we're not going to hook up anything. We're just going to leave it as is, because all I was going to do is make the pin 6 blank on and off. So we don't need to connect anything. This tutorial had kind of showed connecting a bunch of Bluetooth items to it. So we'll go right to develop for now. Alright. So under code, part 1 we didn't need to do here. Or let's see. No, we need to do that. So you can't click the pictures in the tutorial, but if you right click and just say open image in new tab, then it pops up and it's big enough. So now we're just going to look at that and look at our code and see what we need to add. I'm just going to move this to another window. Right, so it's in the main page XAML CS. So I'll click here, double click there. So I have some changes that I had used for when I did this, so maybe not. So let's first add that we're going to be using the Microsoft Maker serial. Oops. Right. Then we're also going to be using Microsoft Maker remote wiring. Guess if I typed better. All right. So next we want to put in the iStream connection. A remote device, Arduino. Alright, so that's there. Now, here it shows connection is Bluetooth serial, but we're going to be using Wi-Fi. So instead we're going to use a different one, and I'll type it in here. I found it in another tutorial they had. It wasn't a step-by-step one, it was just where they showed the code. So, connection equal new network serial new Windows dot networking dot host name. And here we're going to put in that IP address and port, or just the IP address that we found out earlier when we ran the Wi-Fi example on the MKR1000. The port's going to be 3030. So let's enter my address in. 192.168.1.170. And port 3030. And Arduino is new remote device connection. And connection dot connection established. Cool. Right, and then connection begin. See. There it is. Alright, so that's good. So that'll connect it to the Wi-Fi. Our app will allow us to connect to the device. Right, so let's see what's ahead for another step. Okay. So let's follow step 3 here, where we're going to add the buttons to our program. So that's on main page XAML. So let's click that. Right. So under grid, I have a row. Row definitions, it's just telling it how many rows we're going to have. Definition, height. We're just going to go auto. And because we're going to have 2 rows, we need to put this in again. Alright, so the row definition is there. Now we're going to add some buttons. So the first one will be on button. Oops. So here where it's asking if the button's enabled, we're going to pick false. We don't want the buttons working until the program is connected to the Wi-Fi. Let's just pick stretch. And here we're giving it a name, or what the button will say, on. So you see now in the window here, it's starting to draw some of what we have. Well, that's going to be one button in the app. So now we're going to do the off button, but let's save some time typing and just cut and paste and change the few things we need. So it's not an on button, it's an off, off, false. Let's change it to say off. Oops. Alright. Oh, we need to change the row it's in here. It wants one other that just mangles it up on the other one. Oops. Not of, off. So there we have our 2 buttons. So now I'll open up the next image here, see what it shows. Right. So you see here we're going to have what happens when the on connection is established. It's going to turn the on button and the off button on. And then the next step will be when the on button's clicked, it's going to turn on a pin on the Arduino. But I don't think we're using 5. I think we're going to use pin 6 because that's what the LED is on this one. So when you click on, the Arduino digitally writes pin 5 here to high. If you clicked off, it would write the pin to high, off or low. So now let's just type this info into our code again under the XML CS. Alright, so we got that. Make sure I type in the right spots here. Alright, so we'll give what happens when the connection's established. I'm a bad typer. Whoops. Look at the wrong part of the screen. So, on connection established. And type in the stuff from that image. Microsoft does really good on having all this code up on the GitHub. So if you don't want to type it all in, or you don't really know how to program, you can kind of learn by looking over their code and just cutting and pasting. Kind of how I've been learning it. Programs got a lot better since I used it almost 16 years ago. Back then I had to pay for their programs. Now it's free, which is real nice. I was using Visual Basic back then. And the MSDN subscription was a CD every month. So eventually I got a pile of CDs. Alright, so we got that. So now we're going to put in what happened, or to enable the buttons. And off button. Is that right? Right, so now I gotta do the what happens when the buttons are clicked. Oh, see what I had wrong here. Right. There you go, that's fixed up too. It's kind of nice too, kind of like Word, it puts a squiggly line under what you got messed up. Alright, so now we're doing the on button click. Okay. Scroll down a little bit here. Okay. Right, so that one's going to make pin 6 high. Let's do the off button. So here too, you see that it has a little pop down. It kind of gives you a description on what it's going to do or how to enter it in. Right. That's done. I think we have everything in the code now. Let's save everything. So save all. Let's build it. Let's see if I messed anything up. Oh. Alright, so main page that. I'm missing something here. Let's see here. Oops. I had misspelled my on button clicks. I didn't have the little underscore under each one. Let's save that and try again. Luckily my code's kind of small. Maybe that was right. Huh? Ah. Let's see here. On button, click, off button. Oh, I didn't capitalize the letter B. Let's make sure I capitalize those correctly over here. Yep. Let's try again. Alright, so that passed. So let's grab something to plug the Arduino in. So now we have the app. Alright, so now we're going to just run this as local machine. My box popped up on another window. Alright, so let's see if this works. Alright, it's working. I'm going to put the webcam to a full screen here so you can see this better. Alright, so let's move the camera over. Maybe that makes it a little easier. Alright, so focusing's not the greatest, but I'm going to click the on button now in the app. And now you see the LED come on. I'm going to click the off button. On. Off. So there you go. That's how we do that part. So let's now try to sideload this app onto my phone. Okay. Let's go back to our other screen. Alright. So let's close this. So under the app, we want to right click. Store. Create app packages. We don't want to upload this to the store. So let's just hit no. Alright. We can leave it to automatically increment. App bundle. No, because I'm just going to put it on my phone. So I don't want a bundle. My phone had issues trying to load it then. So we don't need the x86 or the x64. We just need ARM. And let's put a release version on there. Click create. That's one. Let me get my phone ready here. So let me show you here. So on my Windows phone, I'm in the developer mode. There's a device portal. Yeah, it's not really focusing, but it gives me an IP address to go to. So we're going to go to that IP address. We open up browser in here. Alright, so it's still working on that. So let's go to that address here. So I have yeah, I know. Let me through anyways. Alright, so now I gotta set up access on my device again. Alright, so now we're in my phone here. And under apps. So let's see how the other program's going. Okay. So we see down here that it succeeded. So now let's go to apps. We're gonna add an app package. Choose file. So now we gotta think of where it is. So documents, I have it under Visual Studio, projects, and what did we call this one? I have a couple. Oh, blank. Alright, so we're gonna pick blank. App packages. So there's the app. Now we need to add the dependencies. So click that. So we need the ARM. Alright, so we have 3 here. But now you see I only had a spot for one. So I click add dependency again. I pick the next one. You just keep doing that till you get all your stuff. So we're all set here. We have the app. Now we're going to deploy it onto my phone. So it's uploading. Done. So good. So I'm going to move this camera back down here. Yeah. Okay, adjusting, alright. So let's go to the webcam. Ooh, a little zoomed in, but alright. So on my phone, I don't know if we're really going to be able to read it well. I see I have a recently added app called Blink. We're just going to click that. So it opens up. So in the program, we probably should have made these buttons a little bigger. Kind of hard to see. But, so I'm going to bring this in closer. Let's try this closer here. Whoa, too close. So you see, okay, on. And you see the Arduino doesn't have the light on yet. So click on. The Arduino, the light's on the Arduino. I'm going to click off, off, on, off. So there you go. You just made your own Windows app for your phone, or you could run it from the PC. So you can do a lot more with that program. You can add delays, you can send other commands to run stuff, but this was a real simple and basic one to do. So I hope that you found this helpful. If you have any questions, ask. I'm kind of learning how to code too at the same time, so I might not have a really good answer. Or if you thought of a better way I could have wrote this program, let me know. Thanks.